dance. Let's tap into it. So, my dance name is Chosen Spirit. The reason why I have this name is two reasons. The first reason is because I like to choose my styles. I like to choose whatever it is that whatever style there is in order to incorporate within my own dance. Because I don't want to call myself a hip hop dancer. And here again, I'm disclaimer: I'm not a master, and I don't feel I'm not an OG or a big person or a big character within the dance scene. Um, but I've noticed some things, and I learned some things over the years, and I try to be as respectful to the culture as I can. So I'm a huge lover of the culture and the dance styles, and I have much love and respect for the culture. And I like to pick certain things. I would not, never call myself a hip hop dancer or a break dancer, but I like to choose these different styles because each style creates different dynamics. For example, if you think of what I like to call like locking, is for me is the funk. It's a funny dance. It's like it's the groove. It's a lot on funk music. It's funky. It's groovy. Sometimes it's silly. It's a lot with the arms, how you twist them. You have crazy splits, and it's different dynamics. And then you go over to house. For me, is really like more grounding. Sometimes it's really smoothness. How to being able to like go from one movement to the other with a certain type of finesse. It's a lot of fast footwork that you can do. I love the the floor work within house, spinning and floating on the ground. I love what I love about popping, which is kind of like what people see as animation, is like the small little details, having these small little details to focus on, having focus points, using learning to control your body in a completely different way. Being still, having these things like slow motion where you move in a super slow way, using your arms to create shapes, having these things gives you like the awareness for the detail. Then you have breakdance, which is the more explosiveness, is being really physical with your body, like going all in and being surprised sometimes. It's like what your body is being capable of holding and yeah, being capable of. And another thing what I started tapping into is tap dance. And there's a couple of things I learned from tap dance is you don't necessarily see yourself as a dancer. You see yourself more as a percussionist. And by that, your focus is more on rhythms. And with all these different elements, I like to combine it. So I like to go up and have that precision. I like to have the groove and the bounce. And I would sometimes say like coolness, funniness, silliness also within hip hop. It's a way of sometimes you being able to connect. There's hip hop is a social dance. It's it's a lot about connecting with other people, and I love to combine these different elements and having different understandings from different dance styles and make it my own. Um, I appreciate and support a lot the hip hop community, but I also appreciate every other dance style. And as I say, I'm more a dancer, and that's why my name Chosen Spirit, because I like to choose these different elements to include that within my own dance. If you want to check that out, you can find me on MSVB under slash Instagram, MSVB under slash Chosen Spirit. Um, just check my stuff out if you want to hire me for workshops or whatever. Also, right there, just write me. I'm always open for meeting new people. And yeah, second reason, Chosen Spirit, is now I want to get a little bit into the culture within itself. Um, is I have this beautiful family. It's a Spirit Tribe. Shout out to them. It's Omar from Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden. I really appreciate this guy. I have so much respect for the way he's being able to tell stories. the way he's being able to take you on like a real journey and being able to tell you a story just through movement, just through his dance. Then we have Rama from the States, right now currently in I think in San Francisco. Um, if it would be one person in my life that I would like to dive into his brain, it would be this guy because when you see him dance, you don't know what's happening. You really was just like, how does he come up with these crazy movements and being able to incorporate that in such a beautiful way? He's an amazing, beautiful dancer, and I have never ever seen something like that. He's the most chaotic person ever in real life, but when he dances, he takes you away in a way it's madness. Then Farah, one of my dearest friends. Um, Shout out to she's from the Netherlands, currently being in London, UK. She makes her own events, same but different. Shout out to that, same but different battles. She has a really what I admire about her is her finesse and her. I really adore her finesse, her do you say graceful? Like the way she's dancing gracefully, with a sense of pride and power, and but also with a lot of sex appeal. And I really miss taking her classes. I had much fun spending my time with these people. We spent 1 year together in the Swedish outback, in a school called Asa Folkhögskola. Um, Now a little bit my take to that is Asa Folkhögskola is also a really interesting place I would like to just portray a little bit and talk about because it is rare to find dance schools around the world that give space and like A, respect, and B, give space for the true spirits of the culture to arise, like things that is not just choreography and it's not just competitions, but with the focus on giving you the tools and teaching you things about the history, about where your dance style is coming from, and try to be as respectful and as contributing to the culture as possible. Um, this is my own experience with this place. I recommend for everybody who is interested in dancing to check it out. It has its ups and downs, yes. So a lot of people I can see is like would criticize that, but as I see, like everything is in life has its good sides and its bad sides, and what I really was trying to point out here is the positive sides about the school, about that you being able to really dive into the hip hop dance styles. We have popping, locking, house, hip hop, breakdance, and everything like that's kind of like the main. That's the main dance styles, and then they have their under categories. We have also like also main style is whacking, voguing, really empowering. I think that's another take. It's like they're really empowering dance styles. The hip hop culture is based on a lot of empowerment, coming from a position where you're lacking out of many different resources, but again, problem solving. Not let yourself be undermined and not let yourself be controlled by the negative and the lack of certain possibilities, but finding ways to make it work for you and finding ways to continuously empower yourself to keep on going, to keep on moving. And everybody I know who tapped into the hip hop dance culture and the hip hop culture noticed these types of uplifting and empowering moments. For me, a lot is about the connection with other people, is going to events, and now I'm talking about like I wouldn't say real events, but like the true events that are there to support the culture. Because what I see a lot around the world is it's like we have a lot of dance schools and events and competitions that is run by people who just have money in mind. They're run by people who not necessarily care for the culture. They just see something where they're being able to profit from. So what they're doing is they take something from the culture, which is the dance, which is the how do you say, like the beautiful sides of it. They put it into a package, they sell it to people, and they bring all these people within their in their dance classes. But they're forgetting one big essence, which is teaching you something about the culture. So they're only teaching choreographies and they're making competitions with you, which is good. There is beautiful sides within that. The problem is it's like people have a lack of understanding of this culture that they all participating in, and having a lack of understanding for the empowering and important parts that this culture can create, and how much you can grow as a person if you dive into these things, because now you're focusing so much on choreography and learning how to dance like another person, but there's so little room for self-exploring, self-exploration. And this kind of like bringing back to what I said is to the people who I believe make create true culture and the honest culture and the beautiful culture is the people who have the focus on making people interact with each other, to connect, making open jams, making battles. And it's just like what I like to see is not battles in a way of like I'm better, you better, but battles where you being able to bring people together to have a really interesting exchange. I would like to call a few of like I really love the concept of I Love This Dance, based in France, Paris. Amazing stuff, like the way they bring the dancers together and let them interact is beautiful. We have House Dance Forever slash Summer Dance Forever in Amsterdam. Really beautiful sceneries where people come together and vibe, and it not necessarily is the focus on who wins and who takes home the prize. It's more about coming together and celebrating this culture that we all love so much and we all appreciate so much, and that gives us so much. So we want to give back with beautiful events that and inspires, that empowers, that also educate in between. So we have some events where people speaking up and where people sharing their knowledge. We have workshops all around the world from amazing dancers, from OGs, from people who started creating these different cultures, and teaching you and taking you away on a way of what dance can be. So much more than learning a choreography. It can be, yeah. Um, it can be so much within yourself. So being able to face your insecurities, you being able to learn how to move, you being able to learn how to trust your body, that no matter where I go, no matter what situation, I know my body got me. Why? Because I practice with it. I'm training my body in so many different ways. There's so many things I'm being able to unlock. It's the nonverbal conversation that I'm being able to have with another person by going for a jam. It's people who never had a nonverbal conversation, just with the exchange of movement and diving deep into a story and connecting with another person on the same wave just through movement. They don't know what I'm talking about, and this is what I try to inspire people with. I started these Tuesday jams, which now the really powerful group of really talented and powerful women from the Cypher movement. Shout out to Mary and Nico. Are doing right now at the moment to take over, to because they understood like hip hop culture doesn't start in a dance school. It starts with the interaction between people and try to create beautiful moments and beautiful sceneries where people being able to interact movement wise. So we have these Tuesday jams where people just come together. It's just, you don't have to pay anything. People just come together, we play music and we dance and we see what we can do. And besides that, we support each other and we share knowledge and information. Or shit, what is this move? How do you do that? How do I understand more about like how do being able to control my balance? How do I being able to walk on my hands? How to be being able to have more control in my arms and my fingers. What are these different type of things? And having a community that supports you within that and gives a platform to share that is really powerful. And that's why we try to create these. And there are so many around the world. There are so many powerful upcoming events, as I mentioned. Same but different. Farah from Stockholm. We have Unboxed from Poli. We have Pure House, Sarunas in Lithuania. We have In the House UK with Clara and Joel and Frankie J. They giving such beautiful contributions to the culture and bringing the information to really understand, like, what can I do to be more secure in my dance. And what I'm trying to do right now, and let's give a little bit of shout out, and then I'm kind of like closing this my little talk about dance, is I created this dance programs called Out of the Box. And my take on that and my idea with that is to have something that is unconventional to a dance school that you go into right now. Like there's dance schools everywhere in the world, and most of the times when it's a hip hop dance school, you have a lot of hip hop choreographies or other dance style choreographies. But what I would like to do with that is teach people how to become a better dancer within themselves, no matter what dance style it is, no matter where you're coming from, or no matter what you're interested in, how to being able to face certain insecurities and overcome certain fears and certain blockages that you prevent you from taking your dance to another level, to be more secure in the way you move, to have a conversation with the students. What I try to do is like having a conversation with the students to understand what they would like to get out of the dance class, and then taking them alongside, teaching them something about the history, where these different dance styles coming from, to have an understanding that there's so much more than just this. And on the other side, it's like taking what they would like to learn and making exercises together with them, and try to like teach them things about dynamics, about balance, about grooves, different types of grooves, about levels, blah, 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 intensities, about... There's so many things you being able to dive in that just makes you a better moving person in general than just one dance style. So, again, Chosen Spirit, MSVB, Chosen Spirit. Check me out, leave me a follow, get in touch if you're interested in Out of the Box, what I'm doing within that. I would like to come out to different places, and I would like to meet new people and help you on your musical on your dance journey.